My drama, if it still would happen in the time of the uprising. The uprising starts with a stroll against the traffic rules during the working hours. The street belongs to the pedestrians. Here and there, a car is turned over. Nightmare of a knife thrower, slowly driving down a one-way street toward an irrevocable parking space surrounded by armed pedestrians. Policemen, if in the way, are swept to the curb. When the procession approaches the government district, it is stopped by a police line. People form groups. Speakers arise from them. On the balcony of a government building, a man in badly fitting mufti appears and begins to speak to. When the first stone hits him, he retreats behind the double doors of bulletproof glass. The call for more freedom turns into the cry for the overthrow of the government. People begin to disarm the policemen, to storm 2, 3 buildings, a prison, a police precinct, an office of the secret police. They string up a dozen henchmen of the rulers by their heels. The government brings them troops, tanks. My place, if my drama would still happen, would be on both sides of the front, between the front lines, over and above them. I stand in the stench of the crowd and hurl stones at policemen, soldiers, tanks, bulletproof glass. I look through the double doors of bulletproof glass at the crowd pressing forward and smell the sweat of my fear. Choking with nausea, I shake my fist at myself, who stands behind the bulletproof glass. Shaking with fear and contempt, I see myself in the crowd pressing forward, foaming at the mouth, shaking my fist at myself. I string up my uniformed flesh by my own heels. I am the soldier in the gun turret. My head is empty under the helmet. The stifle screams through the tracks. I am the fighter. I tie the noose when the ringleaders are strung up. I pull the stool from under their feet. I break my own neck. I am my own prisoner. I feed my own data into the computers. My parts are the spittle and the spittoon, the knife and the wound, the fang and the throat, the neck and the rope. I am the data bank, bleeding in the crowd, breathing again behind the double doors, oozing words rhyme in my soundproof blur, over and above the battle. My drama didn't happen. The script has been lost. The actors put their faces on the rack in the dressing room. In the box, the prompter is rotten. The stuffed corpses in the house don't stir a hand. I go home and kill the time as one with my undivided self.
Television, the daily nausea. Nausea of prefabricated battle, of decreed cheerfulness. How do you spell Gemütlichkeit? Give us this day our daily murder, since thine is nothingness. Nausea of the lies which are believed by the liars and nobody else. Nausea of the lies which are believed. Nausea of the modes of the manipulators marked by their struggle for positions, votes, bank accounts. Nausea, a chariot armed with sickles, sparkling with punchlines. I walk through streets, stores, faces scarred by the consumer's battle, poverty without dignity, Poverty without the dignity of the knife, the knuckle duster, the clenched fist. The humiliated bodies of women, hope of generations, stifled in blood, cowardice, stupidity. Hail Coca-Cola, a kingdom for a murderer. I was Macbeth. The king had offered his third mistress to me. I knew every mole on her hips. Red pony off, close to the heart, under the only potent axe for the ugly skull of the pawnbroker. In the solitude of airports, I breathe again. I am a privileged person. My nausea is a privilege, protected by torture, barbed wire, prisons. I don't want to eat, drink, breathe, love a woman, a man, a child, an animal anymore. I don't want to die anymore. I don't want to kill anymore. I force open my sealed flesh. I want to dwell in my veins, in the marrow of my bones, in the maze of my skull. Somewhere bodies are open so I can dwell in my shit. Somewhere bodies are torn apart so I can be alone with my blood. My thoughts are lesions in my brain. My brain is a scar. I want to be a machine. Arms for grabbing, legs to walk on, no pain, no thought.
darkness. Under the sun, torture. To the capital of the world. In the name of the victims. I eject all the sperm I have received. I turn the milk of my breath into lethal poison. I take back the world I gave birth to. I choke between my thighs the world I gave birth to. I bury it in my womb. Down with the happiness of submission. Long live hate and contempt, rebellion and death. When she walks through your bedroom, carrying butcher knives, you'll know the truth. nor shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of water. And God shall wipe away all tears